And we're not saying like if you're a teacher that you don't share your best lesson on your feed, or you don't share your best lesson with pictures and stories and all. No, you need to do that. That's part of who you are. But also being intentional, like Hope was talking about showing behind the scenes and really talking about what it takes to get the work done. But I know a lot of people are scared to do that.
Or if, let's not even make this about social media. I know that's what we're talking about because, we've seen it.
I think it just hits us.
We've seen it it strikes chord
nerve,
with us.
Yeah.
But let's talk about, a teacher down the hall who's doing a really incredible lesson, and you see the end result. Right. You see the full-on room transformation. Have you stopped, instead of comparing yourself and, letting your emotions come out into it and making you feel less than, did you stop to think about, what did that teacher have to sacrifice? What did that teacher have to give? What did that teacher have to do to make this happen? Wow. Am I willing to do that to have this end result, right? And so it's less about comparison and really seeing the hard work, seeing the effort that goes into it. But I don't want to make this about social media, and I don't necessarily, just want to make this about a room transformation or doing a really incredible lesson, because we compare ourselves even on the smallest scale to other people. Again, because we see what we want to see, we hear what we want to hear. You were even talking about that happening really in this past election. So, a lot of times what you hear people say, and it's kind of a little bit even about what we've been talking about, people are like, okay, well, if you don't want to really compare yourself to others, then let's all remember that social media, or the best lesson that a teacher has, or whatever, the pictures that you see in someone's home are a highlight reel, right? They're just a highlight reel, and that's not really people. You've got to remind yourself that that's not a person's reality. Well, those really aren't tips and strategies to move past this, because those aren't really helpful, because what do? They send you to social media once again to remind yourself that that's not people's realities. And what do you find yourself doing? Comparing. Well, their reality is probably not the same, as bad as my reality, or whatever it may be. And so that sends us directly back into comparison. So we've kind of talked a little bit about our journeys and things that we struggle with comparison, and things that, people have pointed out to us, or things that they haven't seen with us. But really, when I find myself struggling, and right now, I've been honest that it's a struggle for me right now. I mean, just parenting in general is a struggle. But what are some things that I try to, I guess, put in the place of the habit of comparison? What do I try to replace that habit with? What do I try to replace that mind frame, that mindset with? Because we talk a lot about how you can't always control your first thought, but you can control your second.
Right.
And so a lot of times my first thought is to compare, because that's human nature. But what are my second thoughts? And so just some tips and things that I've done, that Wade has done, again, just to try to get us past this comparison for the time, because it's going to creep up again. But the first thing is, and Wade and I have talked a lot about this, and we're big believers in this, how you start your day is how you end your day.
I could start my day better.
And how you start your day is typically what's going to follow you throughout the day. So if I'm being honest, I typically wake up around 7 o'clock in the morning, whether I want to or not. And Maverick usually doesn't get up till 8. And so when I get up, I should get myself out of bed and do something productive, or work out, or do something that makes myself feel better. But what is the first thing that I do when I wake up, Wade?
Well, you roll sideways, and then you grab your phone.
Yep.
And then you start scrolling.
Thank you. Thank you for being honest. Because I wake him up with my cell phone light probably in his eyes.
No, it's the stories that are so stinking loud. I'm like, you're going to do this. Just turn your volume down.
I do. I've gotten better.
And then it's like, hey, everybody, I got my new hair extensions. And then I have these, all these people, like, what are you talking about?
Making me feel bad from the start, because they've got their freaking hair extensions and their hair is perfect even after a workout, and they just worked out and they just ran 75 miles and their hair is in perfect little trestle curls falling, cascading down there, and their makeup looks great, and they're like, I didn't put on an ounce of makeup today. So
that's how you start your day.
That's how I start my day.
Yeah, and it's annoying.
That's how I start my day, and it's annoying to you, and it should be annoying to me, because the first thing that I'm filling and feeding my mind with is that I'm not leveling up to these folks. I'm not at the same level that they are. And so, what a way to start your day, by reminding yourself how you don't look that way, and how you didn't wake up like this, and how you wake up with the side pony that has baby hairs because your son took all your hair with him when you birthed him coming out the side, and you got bags under your eyes, and bad breath. I bet they don't have bad breath either, apparently. They probably have some kind of product.
That's nasty.
But this is what I want to make it clear. This is not against them at all, because, listen, this has nothing to do with them and everything to do with me. This is my issue. I am waking up, and that is what I am choosing to feed my mind with every single morning. And so no wonder I'm struggling with the comparison trap. Hello, I'm waking up, and how I start my day is by instantly, at the start of it, comparing myself to others.